Good evening. My name is Dennis Richardson, and I'm going to be giving my informative speech tonight on a topic that is just so interesting to me. And I hope my purpose today is to bring you some excitement and spark a desire for learning, have more learning about science and our universe and the things around us. Today, what I'm going to be speaking on is black holes. They're very interesting and really the most unknown part of our universe. But thanks to study and research, we've been able to really figure out a lot about them and gain a lot of knowledge. Though they are still very unknown and there's a lot of things we don't know, I'd like to share some of the things that we have learned. Just very quickly, I'd like to go over how a black hole is created and what it is, a little bit about the science behind the gravity, and what the event horizon is and why we can see it. First of all, I'd like to show a picture. This is an actual image of a black hole seen in space. I believe it was from the Hubble telescope. And this is an artist's idea about what a black hole is. This may be literally what they look like. We're just a little too far away to see them in detail. Now, a black hole is actually an old dead star. A star creates energy by putting together atoms, by smashing them together. It first starts with a bunch of hydrogen atoms and combines them to create helium, and every time it does this, it sends out a burst of energy. It's called fusion. And over time, the star continues to do this throughout its lifetime and creates heavier and heavier elements which sit on the outside of the star. And eventually it just, the weight of the heavier elements gets too much to be pushed out by the energy of the inside of the star, and it collapses in on itself. And in this collapse, it's so intense that the atoms literally lose that little bit of space between the protons and the electrons and each other. And so it smashes down to just protons. And when it does this, it smashes down and becomes very, very small, but incredibly dense. And it either becomes a black hole or a neutron star. The difference between the two is really just the size. They both have about the same density. And the reason that size differentiates these two is because of gravity. We know here that gravity is a very strong force. It keeps us on the ground. And if you watch the SpaceX launch last Saturday, they actually talked a lot about how these astronauts had to reach 7,500 miles per hour to be able to get into space, to escape the gravity of Earth. And every planet or star has this same exit speed, is what it's called in some terms. And if you were to, say, double the density of our Earth, or double the size of the Earth and keep the same density, that exit speed would double. So we'd have to travel at 15,000 miles per hour in order to escape the gravity of Earth. Now, with a neutron star or a black hole, this gravity is so intense because it's so dense that exit speed skyrockets. And so with a neutron star, it goes higher and higher and higher and higher because these stars are smaller than Earth, maybe even the size of a large mountain, but with the entire mass of our sun. So the density is extremely high. And what differentiates a neutron star and a black hole is when that mass gets just big enough that the exit speed is higher than the speed of light. And so this is actually what creates the black hole, the darkness, we can't see anything, is because light will enter the atmosphere of the black hole or enter the gravity, I guess, the gravity well of a black hole, and it can't escape because it cannot travel fast enough to escape that black hole. And that's what creates the event horizon. This light ring around the black hole is light that gets caught just on its way past the black hole, and gravity pulls it in and it begins orbiting the black hole just because that gravity is so intense. It's an incredible thing we know very little about, but a surprising amount for how far away and unknown they are. And I hope this has been able to spark some excitement for you and give you a new love for learning. Thank you.